What's up, everyone? My name is Jenna Rose, and this is my most requested live Ask Anything chat. My new song is called Checkmate, and thank you so much to Romeo and iHeartRadio for having me on the show tonight. Rachel from Memphis, Tennessee says, ask. Okay, let me reset. Let me focus. Rachel from Memphis, Tennessee asks, if we set up a karaoke machine in your living room, what's the first song you built out? Karaoke was always my specialty. I would say Girls Just Want to Have Fun, maybe. But I'm definitely open to a lot of songs. Karaoke is my jam. Emma from Chicago, Illinois. Fun fact, my mom and my manager are both from Chicago, so I love it there. I have a ton of family. She says, what would you consider was your big break? It's a great question. I would say that I haven't had it yet. I have had hundreds of amazing opportunities that I'm so grateful for, but as far as a big break, I feel like that is coming, but I would say that all of the little things add up to a big break for me. Mary from Milwaukee, Wisconsin says, what is your go-to dance move? I would have to say that my go-to is the iconic step tap. So, vibing. And in all seriousness, I do love to dance, and I've been getting more and more into it, and then in my music videos and performances, and heels too, which is super fun, but I'm not pulling out my heels at parties, so. Maria from the Los Angeles, it says, I am currently in Los Angeles, says, what's one makeup product you cannot live without? Good question, because I love makeup and I love to talk about it, but I think that I would have to go with mascara because it makes your eyes pop, and if anything, I would want that, I think. Reet from Brampton, Ontario, I love all the friends up north, says, can you please come to Canada? In all caps, I love that. Yes, for sure. I have been to Toronto before. I loved it. I thought it was so beautiful. And I want to go again on tour and on vacation. So I will see you soon, Reet. Mackenzie from Cortez, Colorado says, biggest influence on your career? I would have to say my parents, because they have always supported me, never wavered. They've always told me that I can do anything that I want and to dream big, and I'm so, so lucky for that. I'd say music-wise, I grew up on a lot of 80s music, and so 80s bands like Depeche Mode, Duran Duran, Echo and the Bunnymen, as well as modern-day artists like Taylor Swift. Her career has been incredible. Elton John, Adele, so many artists. Jillian from Vancouver, another Canadian, I need to get there, says, if you were an exotic dancer, what name would you pick? Solid question. I'm gonna head to Google right now and see what I can find. Okay, we're gonna look up how to find your stripper name. Okay, images. Okay, I got it, okay. We have the first letter of your first name with the first letter of your last name. All right, let me find it. J. We got Kitty Heat. Kitty Heat. I'm sold. It's happening. Kitty Heat. I'm changing my name, my real name, to Kitty Heat. Tabitha, I love that name, from Boston, Massachusetts, says, what would you consider your biggest accomplishment of your career is? I would say, as an artist and an independent artist especially, that everything adds up. And honestly, right now is my biggest accomplishment. I released a song, put it out there into the world, and all you can do is hope it does well and try your best. And you know, I gained a lot of amazing, amazing fans. The video has been doing great. The song has been doing great itself. I mean, honestly, I'm here right now on iHeartRadio on Most Requested Live with Romeo. So does it get any better than that? I don't think so. Andrea, or Andrea, not sure how you say it, from Portland, Oregon, says, when you started in the industry, how did you find your style in music? That's a great question, because when I first started out on my keyboard, I was just writing songs and singing them and performing them on my keyboard, and it was more taking influences from Sarah Bareilles and Adele mainly, and that propelled me to now taking influences from so many things and from all the 80s music that I grew up listening to. And I feel like it evolved as I evolved as a person and as an artist. So I've done a lot of growth and changing in myself, and so has my music. Kat from Chicago, Illinois, another Chicagoan, I don't even know if that's a thing, says, what is your favorite thing about the JRA? If you don't know, my fan base is called JRA, the Jena Rose Army, and they are the loves of my life. I love them with all my heart. My favorite thing about them, it's very hard to choose a favorite thing, I would say their dedication and their souls, because they're all so sweet, and every DM, every message, every edit just makes me so happy and warms my heart. So I love everyone so much, and I'm so forever grateful for their support. Barbara from Grand Rapids, Michigan asks, who's the most famous person that you've met? Well, do I have a story for you, Barbara? I was at the after party for an award show when I was 14, and the only person that I knew in the room, everyone else I did not know of, was Niall Horan. And our eyes locked from across the room. That's how it felt to me. And we ended up talking for what felt like an hour. It was probably actually 10 to 15 minutes. So we were talking, and my age came up, and I told him I'm 14. He ended up running around the room telling everyone that I'm 14 because he couldn't believe it. And he goes, I thought you were 25. I was going to take you out to get a glass of whiskey. And of course, I'm like, well, you still can. Never drank in my life. And I'm like, I'll drink whiskey for you. It was so funny, and it's my favorite story I have. So Niall Horan. Sherry from Minneapolis, Minnesota asks, can you do impressions or accents? Sherry, oh, can I? Of course I can. My sister-in-law is British, and I love doing impressions and accents. That was so bad. Cut it. Jackie from New Mexico asks, were your nails in the Checkmate video acrylics or press-on? They are so cute. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Actually, they were press-ons, and they were a pain in my butt, and we would have to take them off, and they would hurt to take off, and we would replace them for each outfit. And so they were a pain, but totally worth it, so thank you. Mac from Detroit, Michigan asks, what was it like touring with Echosmith? How did you get the opportunity to tour with them? Well, they needed someone to open for them, and I guess I was the perfect match. So it was the full tour. It was so much fun. They're a family, and so it kind of felt like we were all a family. And every night I got to perform and do what I love, and I made some mistakes. I learned from them, and I had so much fun meeting new people and being out on the road. Emily from Brooklyn, New York asks, is Jena Rose your real name, or is it your stage name? That is a good question. My real name is Jena Rose Rafael. So Rose is my middle name, and as you can see, Rafael isn't the best stage name, so I just went with Jena Rose, and it is my name. Jillian from Johnsonville, New York asks, if you were to create a concert lineup and you were the headliner, what 4 artists, dead or alive, would be your warm-up acts? Love that question, super unique. I am gonna have to go with the 4 Bs. Drumroll, please. We got the Beatles from the 70s, solid. Of course, I'm gonna pick the Beatles. We got Blondie, 80s, love it. Then we'll go 90s, 2000s, and now, of course, Beyonce, the queen. And then Bieber, because gotta love some Bieber. Those are the 4 Bs. And of course, Taylor Swift can tag along if she wants to. Alex, that is my brother's name, from Marana, Arizona, says, how did you first get discovered? Good question. I would say for me, it was never like one big moment that I was discovered. It's a lot of little things that add up to a big thing. And I think it's all about putting yourself in a position to be discovered and taking any opportunity that you can, whether it's performing in a small little coffee shop to just my parents watching or a giant venue. Really taking any opportunity that you can. Fashion week, so many things that add up, and I've met so many people along the way. that have helped me all get to this point that I am now. Elena from Springfield, Missouri asks, if you were in the Brady Bunch, which sister would you have been? I think that I would have to go with Marsha, of course. Melissa from Oakville, Ontario. Gosh, I love all these Canadians. It's so fun. She asks, when you turn 90 and one of your kids asks you what your epitaph, I think that's how you say it. I just learned that that is on your tombstone. What your epitaph should I don't even know. I'm not even trying. Should be. What do you tell them? All right, let me see. So on my tombstone, I would like, here lies Jena Rose, or Kitty Heat if we're being specific. She was a singer, songwriter, actress, pianist, guitarist, performer, and exotic dancer. Yeah, she took up exotic dancing at almost 21 and has never looked back. And, you know, Kitty Heat will always live in our hearts. Anyways, Lana from Nashville, Tennessee asks, do you have any hobbies outside of music? I do. Or what if I said no? 24/7, I never leave my piano. I'm in like a constant loop. But yes, I do have hobbies. People are always surprised to know that I love real estate. I love looking at houses. I've found all my friends and families houses and apartments. It's super fun for me and also relaxes me. I also love going on walks. It's really fun. I love thrills. I love like jet skiing and roller coasters and stuff like that, as well as hiking, hanging out with my family and friends, etc. Kurt from West Hollywood, California asks, do you own your dream car yet? I have always said that I want some old, cool, classic car in like a lilac or like a baby blue, sky blue, something like that. And I think that'd be super cool. I know Kendall Jenner has a cool like lavender classic car, and I would love that. So no, I do not own it, but I will own it one day. Tracy from Naples, Florida asks, what artists inspire you the most? Well, I take a lot of influence from my Cuban heritage and the rich, abundant culture, and there's always music playing on the streets, and it's just so amazing. And my abuelo would have Cuban music on in the house, and so would my dad. And so I love Cuban music, so that's an initial influence for me, as well as a lot of 80s music, cool 80s bands, Depeche Mode, Duran Duran, Blondie, Echo and the Bunnymen. And then current artists as well, like Taylor Swift, Adele, Elton John, so many people. Nancy from Buffalo, New York asks, what is the best advice you've ever been given? Well, Nancy, of course, never eat yellow snow. I know that for sure. But in all seriousness, the best advice I've ever been given is, well, it's actually a statement or a question that is, how high are the stakes? Are they really as high as you have them set in your mind? And I think once I really thought about that and internalized it, every time I go on stage or every time I go into a meeting or, you know, on a live stream or anything, it helps me to think, are the stakes really as high as I have them set in my mind? Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? And if I take that out of my mind and I realize that all that I can do is learn and grow from things, and if I mess up or make mistakes, the stakes are not high. So I think that's what I would say. Sarah from Mesa, Arizona asks, what is your creative process like? So I have a couple different things that I do. I, of course, started in my room writing songs on my keyboard or on my guitar. And for that, I still do that now. I write almost every day, and I just sit down at my keyboard or my guitar and I just play whatever I'm feeling, whatever chords speak to me in that moment, and I start playing them a bunch, and then eventually melodies happen over them and then lyrics form, and that's kind of how a song forms when I'm writing it on my own. or I'll have concepts written down that I want to try out, or voice memos. I voice memo all the time. If someone found my voice memos, they'd be like, this girl is crazy. And then another thing is going in with a producer or a co-writer, and that is a little bit of a different process. Either I'll bring in a song that I have started, or they come with ideas, or we start from scratch there and we just start playing around with melodies and lyrics. So it really depends on what I'm doing and how I'm writing. Dolly, oh, Dolly's such a cute name. It reminds me of Dolly Parton. I love Dolly Parton. So she is from Boston, Massachusetts, and she asks, what type of concept are you going to do for your next music video? I loved how you did Queen's Gambit for Checkmate. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you don't know, my music video for my song Checkmate was inspired by the Queen's Gambit, as well as the song and chess in general and how the strategy of chess relates to real life. And so in the music video, we have these life-size chess pieces, and I'm in this beautiful yellow gown, and there's different types of sets, and it's a really fun high concept video. And for the next song, I can't give too much away about the concept, but it's gonna be super fun. And it's pretty digital and new age, and I think there's a lot of modern day fun things that we're going to throw in there that I think you'll really like. Jeffy Weffy from Los Angeles, California asked, why is this the best song ever, in all caps? And I don't want to toot my own horn. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I don't know what I'm supposed to say without sounding super conceited. So I'm just going to say a big thank you for that. And I love you so much. Tara from Huntington, West Virginia asks, if you were on a dating site, what quality do you have that you would lead your profile off with? What a creative question. Okay, I would start out under the name Kitty Heat, of course. Let's see. I would probably say that I'm a good listener. I love listening to people. I'm always, my friends and I always talk about our problems, and I feel like I can be a good listener. So I would probably say that. Stephanie from Savannah, Georgia asks, if you had to have a theme song play whenever you entered and exited a room, what would it be and why? Okay, let me think about this. A theme song. I'd probably play my own song Checkmate to constantly promote myself everywhere I go, and so that people would ask, hey, what's that song playing every time you step into a room? And I'd be like, oh yeah, it's my song, and here's the QR code, and go check it out. William from Dallas, Texas. I'm from Dallas, Texas. He asked, what's your favorite lyric from Checkmate? Good question. I'd probably say, didn't call me on my birthday, because I think it's a lyric that says a lot without saying too much. Like if someone really didn't call you on your birthday, like that's sad, that sucks, So I'd probably say that one. Emily from Philadelphia asks, one song that will always remind you of your childhood. I'm a huge fan of 2000s music. I actually have a 2000s playlist that I switch off playing in my car on my drives. I would probably say one song would be Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. Iconic. Kim from Dayton, Ohio asks, first rap song that you knew all the words to. Of course, it is the iconic The Real Slim Shady by the also iconic Eminem. I love him so much. Thank you for watching my Ask Anything chat with Romeo and Most Requested Live. My new song is called Checkmate. Mwah.